juke for some juke. That's exchanging truth for truth. Soup, probably soup. That's the way that we be moving. Yeah, cap, there's infusion. Pack the whole room up. Yeah, passive inclusion. We got active recruiting. Yeah, that's the whole movement. We pack the incongruence. Yeah, bags feeling fat. I'll be mad if I lose it. Yeah, I won't ever let them take this. You got bugs like I LASIK. Yeah, I see straight. Yeah, hop on spaces. We get crazy. Yeah, screen J for J straight from the town hall to the stages. Yeah, big old places. Just 6 months and now it's ageless. Yeah, appreciation is the motto. It's the way. Yeah, conversations and alignment and Jason's. Yeah, compilations of the dog and the amazers. Yeah, Juke the nation, we united, we the greatest. Yeah, juke, 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 juke for some juke. That's exchanging truth for truth. Soup, partly soup. That's the way that we need more. Yeah, juke, 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 juke for some juke. That's exchanging truth for truth. Soup, partly soup. That's the way that we be moving. Yeah. Take this, you got bugs like I LASIK, yeah. I see straight, yeah, hop on spaces, we get crazy, yeah. Screen J for J straight from the town hall to the stages, yeah. Big old playlist, just 6 months and now it's ageless, yeah. Appreciation is the motto, it's the way, yeah. Conversations and alignment and Jason's, yeah. Compilations of the dogs and the amazers, yeah. Juke the nation, we united, we the greatest, yeah. Juke, 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 juke. Juke, 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 juke for some juke. That's exchanging truth for truth. Yeah, soup, partly soup. That's the way that we need more. Yeah, juke, 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 juke for some juke. That's exchanging truth for truth. Yeah, soup, partly soup. That's the way that we be moving. Yeah.
I tweeted it, bro.
There we go.
I did it. I tweeted it. I did it. I tweeted it. Fuck.
It only took 5,000 fucking years, but we made it happen. Greetings, everybody.
I tweeted it.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the man would not be able to tweet, but he did it.
I did.
Folks, hello and welcome to this, the J.U.P Rally. Let's go.
I did it. Fuck. Bro,
I've never seen you so happy. This is good.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, it's like, man, I haven't written a proper essay for so fucking long. You know?
How do you feel getting it out of your system like this? It's cleansing?
What's that? Yeah, it's cleansing. I mean, like, writing essay is painful, man. Writing essay is so painful, and I remember why I took so long to write it, right? I also remember what, bro. I also remember why I have written a single fucking essay for a year. Right? Because honestly,
the pain.
The first essay I wrote, right? The first essay I wrote was like for the Jupuary, as in the first Jup, the first Jup essay, right? Jup one, right? And it took so much out of me, you know, like being like having to really dig in deep and like think about everything and get everything down and think about really what I want to communicate, right? It was a lot, you know. Yeah, but anyway, it's fine. But thanks to you, thanks to lots of Julian, thanks to May, thanks to lots of people in the team, right? You know, I did it. Yeah, so it's good. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Let's do it. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I saw Bella, Opax, Myriad. So many of all of our friends are here in the building. Hello, I see Sax is here. Okay, there's too many people even to shout them all out.
Too many.
We are here with another J.U.P Rally. For anyone who does not know, these are the best fucking hour you're gonna have all week long. Probably 2 hours, probably 3 hours if we're being honest about it. And today in particular, god damn, do we have a banger. This is one I'm very I was thinking about flying out to Singapore just so Meow and I could do this in the room together.
Yeah. But guys,
I'm hearing-
check out my tweet. Check out my tweet. The essay is my tweet. Check it out, man. You don't check it out. Reply to me, quote tweet me, whatever you want. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. What we're going to do today at this Jupe Rally is the same thing we do at every Jupe Rally, which is keep the energy high and talk about essential topics in the Jupiverse. Today, it's going to be all about Jupuary. Obviously, Meow, maybe you missed it, I shouldn't say obviously. Meow and I, 2 weeks ago in Singapore, did a Jupe Rally to talk about some very early thoughts. And let me tell you, the community had some opinions. And so we've taken those feedback, or I should say, Meow's taken that feedback into account. And we're going to now go through with, slightly later stage thoughts. Still not the full proposal, but just want to kind of talk through where we're at. Meow just shipped a banger of an essay. What's the essay called, Meow?
Jupe, you and me.
Oh, romantic as fuck as
romantic.
Always.
Come on,
romantic.
Romantic. Come on, man. It's all about romance.
Gotta
man.
be. It's gotta be.
All about romance, man.
But before we get into that, we got to be showing all these comments. It's so much faster. Give me the long essay, says that guy. We're going to start off with the unofficial Cathead theme song. Here we go.
Let's go.
Sandionia said, I love that I'm so invested in this. So am I, said Buddies. Hopefully everybody is feeling well invested in this. And I saw somebody else say that it's better be a 6-hour call or we riot. I don't know. Meow's got a coffee in hand.
Week.
So 24-hour live stream coming. So, should we do a 24-hour live stream from Catstanbul? I don't know. Maybe we should. For anyone that's not able to make it out.
It was a fucking fake. Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun. Maybe we'll try doing that over next year, January 25th and 26th. Make sure you are there. We're going to have some stuff for you along the way here today. Let's see. I can't even keep up with all of this, the content of the chat. For anyone that doesn't know, this is how this Jupe Rally is going to go. We're going to need you to get active in the chat for max levels of fun, max levels of feedback. It's meant to be kind of a two-way conversation wherever possible.
Yes, guys, I spent a lot of time on the fucking essay. Please read it.
We're going to talk through. Don't read it right now. Stay with us right now because we're going to go through the essay point by point in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere. Stay on this screen. But here's the critical thing. We're going to be talking all about Jupuary 2025 and the ideas for 25 and 26, I should say. And we're not going to be talking about the token price yet. This is all about the ideas behind Jupuary. The point of this call always is to A, hype you the fuck up. You should leave this feeling energized about everything that's going on in the Jupiverse. And B, provide that transparency so you can see how the team is actually thinking about things and how in particular Meow is thinking about things this time around. Should we just get right into the big announcement real quick?
What's the announcement? Let's go.
Look at this. On the Jupe Rally, we're breaking news as well. Jupe Mobile is live on Android, everybody. Where's the excitement, Meow?
Really good, by the way. It's really good, by the way. Yeah.
Hashtag it is great. I really do encourage people to check it out. If you haven't already, I know every goddamn week we do a call. There are questions in the chat of when Android. Well, my friends, today is that day. You can now get the Jupe Mobile wallet. Fastest way to swap over there in the Android store and on iPhone as well. So now you can try it out.
Right? It's free, it's simple, and it's fast. Right? Free, simple, fast. Free, simple, fast. You know? Yeah. And we really optimize as hell. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a video, I forget who exactly made it, so shout out to you, whoever made that video, showing side-by-side Jupe Mobile versus the other wallets on mobile and the speed with which you can do swaps. Jupe Mobile smashed it. The speed there absolutely crushed. That was really good stuff. Fastest DApp ever for real, says Block Rose, not wrong. Jupe Mobile on the Solana Saga, says Matto, even better. A lot of great stuff. It was Day Lee I think it seems like Daily made that. Shout out to Daily. Appreciate the chat already, adding tons of value to this call. If you haven't checked it out already, definitely go check it out. You will love it. Simple.
Free, simple, fast. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say the same thing in a slightly different order. Yeah. Free as in zero platform fees. Fast as in the fastest goddamn wallet you've ever used. And simple in the sense that your grandmother could now get onboarded to Solana if she wasn't already. This is the place to go. And what a banger of a call we have. Well, somebody said English gang. Shout out to the English gang. For those who know, you already know. Meow's native tongue is English. And we're going to hear a bunch of that today. What we're going to do in the Jup Rally is talk all about the Jupiverse, so those three pieces, just so we can just drill this in. So everybody's had three parts to the Jupiverse here. We have Jupiter, the platform where we're aggregating everything, all assets, digital and soon to be not so digital as well. $Jup, which is the token, which is going to allow us to align everything across the ecosystem of founders, the community, and everybody else. And finally, the J.U.P, that is the community, that is the people, that is you, dear viewer, helping to grow everything, because that's what Jup is all about. It is about growth. This essay was written in English from the heart, says WTP, and he's not wrong, actually. What we're going to go through today, we're going to go through the essay.
It was a lot of fucking hard. It was a lot hard. It was really painful hard.
We're going to go through that essay in just a second. Jup, me, and you. Then we're going to talk about a few clarifications, things that have changed since the early thoughts, because we really want to make sure that there's complete understanding. Maybe we'll take some questions as well from the audience during that. Then, super excited to say, we have the world premiere of Jup is Home with just two fan favorites. Dr. PreBallin, who was an Uplink grantee, now working on his own work group potentially, did a lot of the rap and the production and the video, and fan favorite Miria. She's got a voice like an angel. She's doing a special feature on the track. The Jup record label gets realer and realer every single day, folks. Stick around for that. It's going to be a banger. And then finally, we're going to have a Catstanbul special announcement. So make sure you stick around to the end to learn everything about the first ever live major conference in the Jupiverse, Catstanbul 2025 in January next year. That is the game plan. Cryptic says, come on, Meow. You've written like 1 million essays by now. Not hard.
Cryptic,
what do you have to think of that?
Yeah, just say fuck you.
It's so easy, man. Why don't you just do an essay every week, dude?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Well, we're eager to jump into it now. That is the plan. Let's jump right into the Jup, me and you essay. Meow, do you want to share your screen?
Sure. Let's go. Yeah, it should be on already. Is it on yet? No.
It is not on. You'll have to reshare.
All right.
As you can tell, we do a lot of technical tests before this call each week.
Okay, I guess ready. Let's go. All right.
And 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right.
All right. Okay, let's go. All right.
Got to stretch. Let's do it.
Let's go. Okay, so I think first of all, I think it was actually a really interesting week, right? Where I was like reading every comment. I was in Discord. I was on Twitter. I was reading everything, man. I was like really processing and answering everything. And one thing that's actually really interesting was this, right? I think I went through a process whereby I was like, okay, hey, let us share a few things, like, you know, when we're in Singapore, right? We share a few things. And what was actually interesting was that how emotional it became.
People have strong feelings. They care deeply about the Jupiverse.
Very emotional, very emotional, right? And I think a lot of people feel like so there was some like PvP stuff, right? Like, hey, like A versus B, right? You know, but there was some like very heartfelt stuff, right? Like I believe in this thing. I don't feel recognized. You know what I mean, right? And also there's also a lot of like lack of clarity about where we're going with this, right? You know, what's the point of this thing, right? Like, and then one thing I realized is that like how about this? Is better? Okay.
Better.
Anyway,
yeah,
it's better. How about this?
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah, just move it a little bit closer.
All right. Cool. Some things you want to close the mouth, you know. All right. So I think
I didn't want to say it. I knew you would do that.
so anyway, the key thing is this, right? It's like it was very emotional, and then there was actually a lot of people that was really upset, you know, and didn't feel appreciated, right? And also the other thing that I realized was that like people didn't really understand the point of Jupuary and the plan for Jup and plan for Jupiter, right? And then so one thing I realized was that, wow, holy shit, like you cannot really talk about emissions and tokens, you know, without understanding everything, you know. And also start thinking, okay, hey, is the process wrong, right? You know, it's the whole process that we use to get consensus appropriate here, right? You know, right? Like people go like literally like, okay, hey, I want to support Meow and what he does. I'm like, that's not the right thing to do. That's not the
support
right idea.
Support the idea, not the man, right? That's
support like feel you should vote with your heart, your feelings, right? Because otherwise it's bullshit, right? You know what I'm saying, you know? So I feel like the main thing I think is so I knew the main thing that I think is actually really important is that I just began rethinking everything. You know what I'm saying? Like how we communicate, how like, you know, like honestly, I was sad, right? I was actually really sad, right? To see like people fighting, to people like not understanding the whole thing, and also like people at PvP, right? Of course, as you know, right, we work so hard on a community that's cohesive, right? So it's actually really, really sad, right? And actually, you know what? Sensei said something before. Sensei, Zero Sensei, he was like, hey, you know what? Like he's really afraid that like the community will be divided, you know, from this thing. And but whatever this will happen, it still might be true, by the way, you know, right? But I think it's so true, right? So anyway, what I think is actually really important here. So anyway, long story short is that I took a break a couple of days. I tried writing on Friday, I couldn't do it. And I really realized, okay, I need to take a step altogether, right? I need to actually really, instead of trying to jump into the Jubilee right away, let's take a step back, right? Let's think about what I want, right? And let's make sure I create a process to make sure people what the people want, right? You know what I'm saying, no, right? I think it's the main thing. And then here we are, you know? Yeah. I also realized it was actually really, really important to actually explain how we see Jupiter, right? And the roadmap for Jupiter, right? So I think I'll go through it today. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. I think this whole framing of clarity in communications of like, what are the objectives? What do people actually want? What are people comfortable with on both sides, both from the team side as well as the community side, so that we can kind of find the best path that suits everybody is really important. And that's going to be codified in at least this plan for how the vote might go. But we'll get to that in just a second. So
I mean, that is actually the main thing, right? That is actually the main thing, right? Is that you really want to have a process where Kash, remember 50-50, right? 50-50,
of course.
Right? It's like, okay, 50-50 means that like, okay, like the team, because like the team has to execute strategy, right? You know, like the product strategy, platform strategy, everything, right? But the community has to buy into, right?
Correct.
Because if community doesn't buy into strategy, the community doesn't agree with the plan, right? Doesn't understand the plan, right? The whole thing falls apart, right? Because everything, whether product or token or the community, depends on the community's like support.
That's
right. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
That's very, really very, very, very important, right? The community has to actually support it. Again, 50-50, right? The team have to execute strategy and stand behind strategy, right? Very important. Stand behind strategy, right? Too often in crypto, right? People actually not just crypto anywhere, right? People just say something, but they just cash out, right? Early on, right? But it's actually very common, by the way. One of the main problems in business, right, is that like the people don't stand behind a strategy, right? It means that they take their bonus in the first year, right? Even though it's a fire strategy. Make sense? Make sense? So we don't do that shit here, okay? We say there's a strategy, we stand behind it. You know, right? I stand behind it. That's the key thing. You know? Yeah. And also, but not just that, right? And I think the part of 50 is that we also have to actually make sure the community feels heard. Right? Comes along with it, right? And that is actually where the whole poly thing came about. Because like holy shit, it's like it just reminded me on how important it is to actually be clear about what you want, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I realized, oh, holy shit, like I've never been clear before about what I want from Jupiter, from Jupiter, Jupiverse, and the token, right? I've never been clear before, right? So I really put it on myself, right, in this essay to be like, hey, let me really sit down and be clear, you know, about what I want. Right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then think about it, right? If I actually be clear about what I want, it's kind of like in the poly thing, right? It's like if you're not clear about what you want, stuff, then people can't decide. You know, right?
And it causes pain and friction on all sides, basically, right?
Yeah, precisely. So it's like if you actually but if I actually became like clear about what I want, right, and what the team wants, right, then the community can decide, right, whether to actually be part of the journey or not. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I feel like that's actually the main thing I realized. Like, yeah, like until me and the team is clear, right? Very, very clearly saying, you know, what we are about, what the plan is, and what we want from the plan. The community cannot decide whether to follow or not. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's like the main thing that I realized. Yeah.
Makes sense. And I think that, that mental clarity leads to communication clarity, which hopefully lead to more clear discussions and debates about like what we're actually trying to do here. I think that if you don't know what the end point is, any journey or any path will get you there. But if you know what you actually want, then you can actually chart kind of like the clearest path forward.
And
So with that
let
said,
people decide, right? Let people decide. I think that's the main thing. Let people decide kind of like what whether they believe in it or not, right? If they believe in the plan, then they can follow it, right?
Right.
If they don't believe it, then they don't follow it, right? It's the same thing for a team, same for a relationship, same for community, I think, So that's what I'm doing here. Yeah.
Yeah. With that said, let's talk a little bit about, why don't we start with where Jupiter is right now, what the kind of foundations that we're building on are, and then we can talk a little bit more about what you want, where we're trying to go, and then how Jupuary factors into that. So how is Jupiter doing on the fundamental side?
So actually, one thing that people might not know, right, is that we operate at Jupiter. We operate differently from other teams, right? I think we really focus on fundamentals, right? Like really fundamentals, right? Right? And this in Phoenix, right? Like for me, the 5 main fundamentals, right? There's a team, there's capital, there's token, there's community, and ideas, right? Like these are the fundamentals. Why are they the fundamentals, right? And not metrics or numbers or anything else, right? It's because these are things we control. We have a lot of control over these things. We have a lot of control over our team. We have a lot of control over how we use capital. We have a lot of control over kind of how we want to leverage the token. We have a lot of control over the community. The community that we want. Right? I'm saying that, right? Like, and by the way, for community, it's all about example. Right? You are your community. Like if you're a shit person, you're a shit community. And also the ideas we stand for. Right. So I think these are 5 things that I think no matter what, we can always control. Does that make sense? Yeah. So to me, those are fundamentals. Yeah. That's it. Right. So any on team front, so going through sorry, go on.
I was saying, yeah. So let's go through like the fundamentals of the team, maybe to start off with.
Yeah. So I think on team front, I think the pretty obvious thing is I think we have shown the ability to consistently deliver world-class platforms, right? We built the top aggregate in crypto by a long time by Meow. We in 1 year of launching, we are one of the largest perp dexes. We did about 140 billion in volume less than 12 months, and we have launched pad that. What's that?
Just say that one more time, because it's still so crazy to me that it's been less than a year. It's 140 billion dollars in volume.
Actually, it's slightly more than a year anyway, but it's fine, right? But anyway, and Launchpad that pioneered a new model, right? To launch new tokens. We launched Sanctum, we launched DE Bridge, and we launched many others, right? Zeus and many others, right? And also our 2 products like J.U.P Mobile and A Pro, the pro trading platform, that just in 1 month, right, is widely recognized as kind of the best in class, products, right? So I feel like it's still early, right? But I think, but honestly, more than just product, right? Actually, I really think, right, that our team is fucking awesome. Like I really think so, right? I mean, okay, a few months ago, right? The community had very high concerns about high FDV, right, and emissions, right? And then I realized that the team was the team emissions was a big part of it, right? Or the worry, right? I was like, okay, hey, how do I structure it such that number one, there will be far less emissions overall, right? But think about it. If I just cut emissions, then that's kind of pointless, right? Because it wouldn't be real. Make sense, right? But then but I realized, okay, the team has to cut for these emissions, for this burn to be real, the team has to sacrifice. I say again, right? For the 30% cut to be real, the team has to sacrifice, right? And so obviously I brought it up, right? I'm like, hey, you know what, guys? The community had worries about the FDV. I think we should cut 30%, right? Because 30% is the right number, such that we will still remain our long-term vision, but we'll significantly reduce the emissions, right, going out. You know what I'm saying, and then they're like, okay, they're like, yeah, let's go, right? They of course they want to understand the rationale, right? But once they understand the rationale, they go, yeah, let's do it, right? And then they also agreed to lock out the initial cliff, right? So for long term, right, and not selling most of the investing ones. And so with these 3 things, right, 30% cut, locking initial cliff, and not selling most of it, the vested ones, there's actually a lot of assurance now, right? The community, the team ongoing team vestings will not have a high sell pressure,
I think
right? That is actually amazing. Like I don't think you realize how amazing that is. I don't think you'll find
it's more than just amazing, right? Because there's one thing of like, hey, we all want, to do well financially, to feed our families, et cetera, et cetera. But to willingly give up, what is hundreds of millions of dollars of value in order to make sure that there's better alignment, that there's more certainty, that the community feels more assured that there's not just going to be, massive emissions that are coming along, is pretty incredible. You could imagine an alternative scenario where team keeps their tokens and we just cut the community token, or okay, we just cut the airdrops overall. But no, this is like the real 50-50 principle is that the team is not asking the community to do anything that they're not willing to do themselves. And I think that is like a high mark.
Yes,
there are a lot of talented teams in crypto and beyond. But what is far rarer is teams that have such a deep sense of alignment and kind of duty to the community, a recognition that, yeah, the team is creating a lot of value, but the community creates a lot of value as well, right? This is something that we've kind of all built together. And embracing that and acting in ways that are best for the whole rather than just for the individual is rare and commendable.
Yeah, I mean, I think and they were on.
Yeah, W's in the chat. Fark is right. W's in the chat for the team over here, making the hard decision for the betterment of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, seriously, I think like that was actually the moment for me where that was the moment I realized that holy shit, my team's amazing. Right?
Yeah.
Team's amazing.
Somebody asked, how did you convince them? How did you convince them to do that?
No, it wasn't much of convincing, right? It was my look.
That's the craziest fucking part. that is indeed.
No, it's not like, look, I'm doing this, right? I'm doing this, right? I'm cutting it. I cut myself, obviously, right? So it's more like, think about it, right? It's more like guys, the way things are currently structured, right? There's a really high chance that the community might feel a lot of fear. You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean, you could obviously, right? You have this big clip coming up and stuff, everything, right? But I'm like, bro, why don't we? And they're like, they get it, just get it, Yeah. I mean, but I got Kash. Remember, we have been through cycles, right? Our team through cycles. Okay, we've been through like the entire initial Solana rise, the collapse, the complete dump, right? The bullshit. Right,
I remember the days.
We've been through everything, right? So I feel like the core team is like really tight and like really committed, and they don't want to. Bro. One important thing is like, they also don't want to. They also want to make sure that the other teammates, right, are really feel comfortable too. Yeah, that's the main thing. Right, so it's number one is like they do things that are better for project. They care about community, but just as important, they care for each other. Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah,
there's an old line that there's nothing better in life than playing long-term games with long-term people. I happen to know a few people on the team, pretty great people. I gotta say, it is a solid team, solid foundation, obviously within the team. But how about on the fiscal side? What are the foundations of Jupiter there?
I mean, I think fiscally we're very strong. We currently have about 150 million assets on Treasury, and take note that apart from initial launch pool, right, we didn't any VCs and no OTC, right? So it came from initial launch pool as well. Run an extremely cash flow positive business, right? That's backed up by multiple streams of revenue. And then we also control costs like crazy, right? Means that we don't throw crazy, we don't throw crazy parties. We don't throw crazy parties and stuff. We really don't, right? We don't buy fancy yachts or fancy penthouses. Means that that means that we are not under pressure to sell Jup to find anything, right? So basically, I think the main thing is, right, is that we are focused, right? We are very focused, right, on really investing long term, right? Like get the best to get the best talent on board, right? To get the best talent on board, to invest, actively. Yeah. So that's actually what I want to do. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we're I think off a very strong base. Yeah.
I think too often, in crypto, the common playbook is, hey, we have a business that makes no money. We have like 12 users, but we launched a token. We're able to sell it to some VCs, pump it up, get it on a centralized exchange, and then we'll just dump our own token and then keep the kind of money. And that's how we'll keep the show running. And I think what is cool about this section is showing that actually the foundation of Jupiter is a very strong business with tight fiscal controls that has, I don't know exactly how much runway, but quite a lot of runway to continue to do things. And that I think enables like the aggressive bets that you want to be making out there. So
I'll also address the elephant in the room, right? I think that the main priority for us right now is to actually invest in the future, right?
Yes.
That to really build a very strong foundation, because I think that and I'll go through room later on, but a Jup room later on, yeah. But yeah, I think, but fundamentally, I think, and next is, I think, the Jup token, right? Now,
yeah,
I mean, there's been a lot of FUD recently, right? About the Jup token, right? But there's a lot of FUD recently. But guys, I'm telling you, among all, I think, I swear to God, right? The Jup token is one of the most interesting experiments out there in governance. We actually give it extra power. We actually give 3 reasons, right? Number one is that it actually has extra power, right? Not just symbolic power. With this vote is a great example. You know what I'm saying, right? And the second thing is that it's actually a rollout. For everything that happens, stuff like tons of people show up, right, and push it forward, right. And thirdly is that it's the most high integrity token ever, right? We did a transparency audit, which means that we went through every single token that came from Genesis wallet, right? And we said, okay, cool, all right, we accounted for every single token up to asset 1. Right, extra, So the token is actually really fucking organic, right? Like there's no bullshit, there's no fucking bullshit, So I think those 3 things, right? I think, right, make Jup make the Jup token the most interesting token, right? In governance, in transparency, and participation, yeah.
Shout out to DJ and Mom, who could definitely attest. There was a perfect comment. Chachar, sorry, I apologize if I'm butchering your name there. I said, foundation is the most important. When fundamentals are in place, market conditions don't matter. We make a core for years here, if not generational. And I think that's exactly you're taking away the right lesson from the first part of this essay here. But there are 2 more kind of key pieces that are foundational to what's going on within the Jupiverse. The next one is community. What can you say about the Jupiter community?
I feel like, it's awesome, right? Right? I mean, it's really kind of like the most awesome community, right? I think, regardless of hard times, soft times, I think it's always there. The community is always there. We vote on everything together. Every vote is crazy. We have like amazing participation, right? And everything, and we also have pioneered a amazing work group model. It's for every work group works in public for the benefit community and how to do DAO. So I think we really do a lot, for the community to happen. I mean, obviously you host a pantry call, right, every week, and Jup Rally every week, yeah. So I think it's actually pretty. This
is a little bit of like that meme where Obama is giving himself the gold medal, But drop a little W in the chat for yourselves right now. This is, I think, a pretty impressive thing that has come together. We have more than 11,000 people watching this right now. Relatively late on a Tuesday night, just coming through to kind of support the community. It's really a sight to see.
And lastly, I think our community is like that ideas in our community, right? It's not just a community that people come here to dump, right? Or to like just, they're not tourists, right? We really have a lot of I really have a lot of people who are here because they believe in the ideas, right? Because they see they see how important it is to have a culture. I mean, put it this way, just to be clear, guys, I'm not crazy, okay? I'm not fucking crazy. I don't think that the whole world can be PPP, okay? All right, I'm just saying that we want to be PPP. It's 2 different things. I'm not saying that the whole world should be PPP. I'm saying we want to be PPP. You know what I'm saying? I'm also not saying that the whole world needs to be, have CAT, right? There's certainty, alignment, and transparency, right? I'm saying we want to have that. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm also not saying that the whole world needs a J4J model. I'm saying we have a J4J model, right? Yeah. So that's all. That's all, right? That's all. That's really all. Yeah. I feel like sorry, go on.
I think that this point and the community point are obviously very tightly interrelated, because only with kind of a strong position of, okay, this is who we are, this is how we are different than others, this is what we think matters. No shade, but if there's people out there doing other stuff, people can live their lives, but within this boundary of this community, within these borders, these are the things that we believe. And having a real ideological core beyond just, hey, isn't it nice to make money, I think is what kind of powers that foundation again. If it was just about getting rich together, I think it becomes kind of brittle. But having like these strong ideals is what makes the community more resilient, because good times or bad times, you can always rely that, hey, what do we believe in? PvP, CAT, and so on and so forth.
I mean, that's actually the thing, right? It's like I feel like of course there'll be tourists, of course there'll be people who want to just cash out and stuff, whatever, right? But I think that end of the day, I think it's about the core, right? You know, like one of the really important things in life is to focus on the people that care for you, right? You know, not the people who don't care for you, right? For example, bro, you know, there's this asshole who just tweeted this thing, like calling her a scam, you know, right? But I'm like, at first I was like really pissed off. Then I'm like, hey, you know what? Who cares? You know, he doesn't care. You know, he's not there for us, right? He's not there. He was never there for us. You know, right? He's a perfect example of someone who is only there for himself, right? So I won't care. I don't care. You know, I think from now on, I'm going to care for people who care for us. You know, that's it. Done. Yeah. I mean that was actually what got me through the Hey, but bro, let's take a step back, right? You know what's funny? Okay. So you know, remember when before we did the airdrop, right? Everyone was buzzing about us and loving us and everything, right? Remember that? That's before, right? And after we did the airdrop, there was a huge period of fun. Huge, massive.
People
right?
don't remember this. People are like, oh yeah, Jupe had one of the best airdrops. The token is so great. People don't remember how dirty it got right after it was done.
Yeah, it was really bad. And then it was really bad, right? And then people are like, and then guess what? Everyone left, right? Lots of people left, right? Lots of people left. Everyone that was like everybody who was like all the high profile people, shut up. You know, shut up. The moment shit went down, they all shut up, right? But hey, you know what? But there was a core community, right? Who saved us, right? Who saved us? You know, WTP saved us, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? Everyone who was there saved us, right? And seriously, they saved us. The core community saved us. You see what I'm saying? You know, right? Yeah, that's the thing. You know, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Anyway, it's fine.
And that's why we call it the foundation.
So Browski saved us too. So I think there was actually a lot of people who really saved us. You know what I'm saying, you know, right? Like, and it wasn't the Spider X, everyone was there, right? Bella. So I feel like the main thing is that I think that you know, and end of the day, right? It's like the people that you should care about and this is true, by the way, right? Scalar is amazing, fucking amazing. But I think the thing is this, right? Like, in life and relationships, it is not about people who don't care about you, right? You saying it's about people who care about you, you know? Yeah, that's the most important thing, you know? Yeah, I think in crypto, right, I'm telling you, in crypto, everyone just focus on the hype, right? You know? And by the way, guys, important, okay? This is the reason why Catstanbul, right? We are not going to focus on inviting famous people or VIPs and stuff, right? You know? They come. We don't really care, okay? Great. But the people I want to see is you. You know? It's you. Seriously, right? You, really. I swear to God, right? I'm not interested in, again, if someone's famous, they can come. Obviously, don't block them, right? You know? But the most important thing that we actually want to actually see is you. Seriously, you know, I'm really excited to see like everyone who was part of the whole journey. You know, yeah, that's it. You know, yeah.
Well, with these fundamentals kind of laid out, I think there's a strong. You come from a position of strength. It allows us to kind of think in the longer term. It allows us to think about what we really want to do with this strong foundation that has been built. So, what comes next, Meow?
So I feel like that's actually the really important thing, right? Is that we have a really great foundation. You know, right, for the future, you know, right, and I think like we have a really good financial future, right, that we can build on top of, and I think that and I really feel like very few teams have the same set of foundations that we have. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, around team, community, ideas, physical position, everything. So anyway, so I think so what's next, right? Is that honestly, I think for us, like we're not interested in being a DeFi protocol. You know, we're not interested in like various theses about fat wallets, fat protocols, everything. We're also not interested in conventional wisdom, right, around tokenomics and value. You know, I think the main thing for us is that we want to have our own path. You know, and what's the path, right? It's like we strongly believe that crypto, right, is going to be huge, right? Like we actually operate off the chance, of the idea, right, that crypto is going to underpin the world moving forward, right? And we actually want to be this, right? So it's the thing. Here's what I want, right? We want Jupiter to be one of the key players, you know, who are going to build the key infra, who are going to set the ideas and drive the meta forward. Why? Because if we are there, if we are key players, right, then we get a chance, you know, to set the ethos, set standards, you know, that we get a chance to push ideas at PPP, right, you know, and CAT, you know, right? Because I think guys, that's why we do things, right? That's why we do things. You know, because we want to actually be able to That's the reason we do things, because we actually want to be able to make a difference, you know. And we are not there yet. We are still very early. Okay, we are still fucking tiny. Okay, you know, right? So what do we need, right? To have a chance of doing so, right? You know, we need the best team, best platform, best community, best ethos, best culture. You know what I'm saying? And of course, right? To do that, we need the best community, right? Because like you can build the best technical platform around, right? Or you can you can write all you want about ethos, right? But doesn't fucking matter, right? You need people, right? Real people, right? Not bots, right? Or whatever, not right? To actually support you. You know what I'm saying, right? You know, to actually make things come true, right? That and that is actually where obviously, you know, we think that Jupuary can really help. Yeah.
So, I mean, let's jump right into it now. We're into the meat of this essay. I think that the foundations are important. Knowing where we're going is very important. We want to shape the future that we want to build the future we want to see. And that can only happen if we have the best community and all the other things Meow was talking about. And Jupuary could be a critical step towards that. So before we talk about the specifics of the proposal or the specifics of the ideas behind the proposal, let's talk about like what the role of Jupuary even is. I think you outlined 3 things that Jupuary is really meant to accomplish.
I think this is pretty nice. I think. One sec. Let me drink some water.
Got to get hydrated before the next step. That's another thing we believe in the Jupiter community. Stay hydrated. Hydrate or dihydrate. That's a fact.
Yeah, more liquidity, you know, right? All right. So, okay. So I mean, this all got started from the first Jupuary. Okay. So besides being one of the best executed and widely distributed airdrops in crypto, right? We also made it into a catalyst, right, for being one of the most dynamic communities around. You know what I'm saying, right? The crucial thing is, right, we didn't just do an airdrop, right? Make sense? We harnessed that airdrop, right, into a really dynamic and powerful community.
Actually, in the chat, can you put a little, just put me in all caps if you kind of came into the Jupiter community through Jupuary. I'm curious to see if this was how some of you found us here. Keep going. We'll flag that thing. So MC, OPSEC, Touching Grass, Logan, CJ, Forgecan. So, oh wow, a lot of people lucky. I am Cold, SpiderX, unbelievable. Many people actually came from that first Jupuary. But keep going, Keep going.
I think that but it's not about that, right? It's more like I think I think crucially, right, I think the way we did it was very important as well, right? You know. Anyway, I think full stop. I think if we do it a certain way, and stuff, I think Jupuary has a tremendous potential, right, to onboard more people. Right, you know, and accelerate the community growth, right? So I think there are 3 things, right? Accelerate, decentralize, and unify, right? Because the most divisive topics actually can unify, you know? Yeah, that's the thing that people don't really kind of understand, you know? But anyway, it's fine, right? So anyway, I think I'll go through them one by one, right? First of all, I think Jupuary as a community accelerant event, right? So traditionally speaking, most people think of community as marketing for the product, right? We are completely different, by the way. You know, we are opposite, right? We believe that the product is marketing for community, right? And therefore, I think we have never liked the idea of giving out token expansion products. You know, we have always tried our best to build the best product possible, right? You know, that allocates that actually have the ethos, right? That when people see the product we built, when people talk about everything, right? You can see, oh, cool, awesome, right? You know, this team really focuses on product, on customer support, on community. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they already have the ethos, right? So basically, the purpose of Jupuary is actually to invite people who are already familiar with Jupiter to be active participants, you know, in the community and the DAO. You know, right? And that's it. That's what I'm saying. I think so. Jupuary is actually really accelerating, right? Is that we want to accelerate the growth of the Jupiter community, right? By inviting people who already know and value Jupiter communities into the fold. Yeah, that's the main thing. Okay. And let's again, right? Jupuary is about inviting people who are already familiar with Jupiter's principles into the community. You know, that's the main thing. Yeah. All right. The second thing is that the second thing is that, like, okay, look here, right? We think that Jupuary can also be a massively decentralizing event, right? In the sense that, like, you know, I think most protocols may have emissions to most insiders, right? And very often they do it like opaquely and quietly through multiple channels, and the insiders obviously sell it. You know what I'm saying, right? So we want to do differently, right? We want to kind of like, you know, we emit the community, right? You know, in the most openly possible way, right? The funny thing is that the more open you're about these things, right, the more fight you get, right? You know what I'm saying? Because then the more people know about it. You know what I'm saying? You know? Right, you know, right. So that's actually the that's actually the thing, you know, right? But no, I think we take it, right? Because we take it. It doesn't matter, right? Because we think that even though doing everything in public is way more funny, we get funded way more, right? Than doing it in
Comes at
private.
a cost.
Yeah, comes at a cost. But I think I was just thinking about in the lift, right? I was like, you know what? Actually, I think doing openly like this, right? We'll come off better at the end of the day. You know, I think at the end of the day we'll be better. You know, right? I mean, but don't get me wrong, it's painful, right? It's painful getting flooded in timeline. It's painful, like it's painful knowing that that we can do things. It's painful knowing that we can do things in the sense that we can just do everything quietly and make a lot more money, right? Just selling things privately. You know what I'm saying right now, right? And versus doing this, right, which is way more public, way more attention, way more fun, way more debate, right? Way more anger, right? But yeah, honestly, it's painful. But you know, but I think we should do it this way. Yeah. I don't think it's possible to do it. I don't think it's possible to make the DAO and community more decentralized. I'm saying if you do it in a quiet way, I don't think so. You know, I think we have to go through this. Yeah.
I think this also goes back to the core point around like what is the future that we want to see and modeling the way with good behavior, right?
Yeah, for sure. Right, for sure. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, the thing is this, right? I think you know, it's actually really hard to get an entire community, you know, right behind, and also there are things that I think Jupiter, you know, Jupuary can also be a unifying event, right? I mean, honestly, it's usually very tough, right, to get an entire community, you know, to understand, embody, and grow a project. Really hard, right? Like really hard, right? Because people don't care, right? So, but I think Jupuary, because it's such a big number, right? It's such a big number, right? I think
we don't say it that often, but yeah, it is. It is the only way I can describe it is mind-bogglingly big. I mean, it's bigger than most projects' entire market capitalization, right?
Yeah, for sure, 100%, right? So I think I think because it's such a big event, then people will you know, then people will oh yeah, someone said something important, right? Yeah. This is true, by the way, right? This is actually true. But we talk about it later on. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's true. We'll talk about it on. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, so the thing is actually you know what, that's why it must be a vote, right? But because I think but it's true that Jupuary will be a crucial milestone because everyone will get to debate, challenge, and align, right? You know, with the vision. You know. Yeah. And by the way, that's why it has to be a vote. It has to be a vote, right?
Yeah.
Because if we do it unilaterally, it will divide. You know, right? It will divide. Full stop. Right? There's no way to do it. There's no way to do it in a way that will unite people unless it's a vote. Yeah. That's it. But but the vote will be painful. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know, yeah.
Like all the votes before, though. But you know, as I've said many times on these calls before, you know, we don't want to avoid having small T tension, right? Small T tension is good for everybody because steel sharpens steel. The more we have like honest opinions coming out, the more people feel comfortable to speak in a respectful way about ways that they disagree. That's how we get to the best idea. Our idea is always better than my idea. It's just like a fundamental truth of this world. And we're seeing that even just in the past 2 weeks with this Jupuary, from early thoughts to where we are right now, the way that things have changed to kind of bring more people on board and kind of bring the community closer together. Should we talk about the voting process itself?
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so this is probably the biggest change actually. You know,
yes.
First of all, I think
you were
let's take a step back, right? Let's take it back, okay? Like the goal of Jupuary is simple, right? Is that we want to kick off 2025, you know, with a greatly expanded and united community, right? To tackle next Jupiter together. Make sense? That is the goal we want to be, right? To actually get there. Make sense? Right? To actually have a greatly expanded and united community. Okay? We have to that's the main thing to understand. Okay? Yep. And by the way, I think the other thing is that and another thing is I think so in order to do that, I think we'll do a special threshold or 70%, right? Means that if we don't actually get a agreement of 70% of the vote, right, we'll try again. You know, right? And this threshold is very high because it means that
Very high. This is a big deal right here. I say that, yeah, this is very high. This is a big deal, right? Like you could imagine that this, if we just cared about getting it passed, if that was the only thing that mattered, keep it as the normal 51%, right? But that's not the only thing that matters. The thing that matters is that we're able to unify around this. We want like a clear supermajority of people to agree with this particular approach.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think we want to actually get a super majority, you know, to go like, hey, you know what, like I talk about it a lot, by the way, bro. I mean, because I think that was actually the thing that I was really thinking about, right? I'm like, oh, cool, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to push it through. You know, I'm like, I do not want to push it through. You know, I do not want to push it through. I do not want to
as in you don't want to force it through by force of will, you mean?
No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to rally. I don't want to do. I don't want to be like, hey, like guys, let's do this, and then I push 50% through, and then just go through. I don't do that. You know, I don't do that, right?
For people asking in the chat, just to add a quick clarification that this current plan would be
vote yes. Yeah. Not a quorum. Vote yes. Yeah.
Correct.
The quorum
is the first threshold, so you have to get past the 30% of overall stake participating in the vote, and then you need 70% of the vote to be in favor in order for it to pass.
Right, precisely, right. And also importantly, right, we're going to phrase the question in a very genuine way, right? We're going to ask people, are they comfortable or not? You know, right? Yeah.
Why is that wording so important, Meow? Why is that wording so important?
The wording is so important because the wording is actually really important because the wording is actually very, very important because I think I mean we know that wording is very important, right? You know, if we put just put yes or no, then people are saying that they might people just put yes, right? And secondly is that's the first reason, right? So I think changing wording, people think about it, right? The second thing is that I really think that I really want people to focus on their feelings. I mean, I tweeted this before, right? Like feelings are everything. You know, like people go like, hey, it's not about feelings, right? It's just bullshit, it's not money. Nah, I'm like, it's not about feelings, you know, right? So I really want people to actually, I really want people to actually kind of like I feel like I really want people to actually focus on feelings, you know? Yeah. That's the most important thing. You know, right? It means that again, if they don't feel comfortable, right? And remember, these are the voters, by the way. These are the voters. Okay? You know, so the voters actually have to decide. You know what I'm saying? How they feel. You know? Yeah, very important. Yeah.
So I just want to come back to this because there's a lot of comments in the chat here. A quorum is how many votes are needed for the vote to be considered acceptable at all, either way, right? So in this particular case, if less than 30% of the overall stake votes in it, then the vote doesn't even really count, doesn't even happen, right? But assuming that 30% threshold is crossed, which it mostly has been because it's a very engaged DAO, then the question is, of the votes that are cast, is it 70% or more of those voting in favor saying that they are comfortable? Only in that case. So somebody asked, what happens if 65% of people vote yes or vote that they are comfortable? Proposal will actually fail. Needs to be at least 70%.
Not fail. Just don't pass. Yeah, I think this guy got it right. I think we need a resounding answer on this. You know, I wonder.
Shajar has just been crushing it in the chat, by the way. Shout out to Shajar right now. This person, I don't know. Again, I feel bad I'm not saying the name correctly. This is like the 5th time they've said something very insightful and very a keen observation. Shout out to you.
So I feel like that's the main thing that I got to, right. I feel like okay, it's not really about the vote itself, right? It really is about the process, right? It's really about clarifying, right, what we think about things, right, and saying, you know, right, where we are, what we think about stuff, where we want to be. I'm saying, right, you know, and then actually, you know, thinking about it, right? I think that's the main thing, right? I want a resounding answer, right? I want something that everyone's actually really comfortable with, you know? Yeah. That is the reason. That is the reason why it's wording that way. That's the reason why it's 70%, and that's the reason why the wording is that way. You know, right? Yeah. And by the way, yes, this is an experiment. Yes, always. Right? You know, like this has never been. But Jupuary is an experiment by itself, right? Jupuary has never been, as a vote, has never been done before, right? Never has a community been asked to say, hey, shall we grow the pie, right, to a stake of about $1 billion? I'm saying, right? No one, there's no such thing ever. right? I'm saying most votes are extremely focused on pork barrel politics, right? I'm saying, all right. So here's hey, you know what? Like let's do this, right? If we think it's good for Jupuary, you know. So it's actually experimental by far. So everything about this is experimental, you know. Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So critical for people to vote their true feelings here, not to just please anybody in particular. What do you think about it? Let's go. What's a little bit down? So should we talk about how the first? Actually, somebody else. I think it was Loki or somebody said, "What happens if this vote does not pass?"
I mean, I'm going to go through later on, but essentially we'll try again, right? But there's a limit, right? There's a limit. So if by end of the year we can't get consensus, then there'll probably no Jupuary. Yeah. So that is actually the So
there are real stakes here. That's the point.
Yeah, that's the bet I'm making, right? The bet I'm making now is that essentially it's very simple, right? To me, the worst case scenario is that the community is divided. Okay, you know what? That's the worst case scenario for me, right? Means that because I think I treasure and appreciate the stickers and the current community more than anything else. Okay, there's a lot of comments recently that really can't break my heart. You know, they go like, hey, I don't care, that's bullshit. It's not, I don't care about them, but because I didn't mention them, right? But I want to be very clear here, right? It's like, I want to be extremely clear here, okay? Clip this, okay? We will not execute on such a major move, right? Without a very clear, common, unified buy-in.
A mandate.
Yes, I need a mandate, right? I need a mandate, right? You know, yeah, for that. Yeah, so that's the thing. You know, so your vote matters. You know, you matter. I don't know how to. For example, Kash, you know, I always joke about it. You know, I always joke about like, I don't know how to communicate more that I'm serious than that the team is serious, right? Than giving out 600 million tokens, right? I don't know how to communicate more, right? Than doing that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how. Similarly, right? I don't know how much more. I don't know how to communicate that you matter, right? More than saying that, hey, you know what? We are not going to do this unless you get a very, very, very clear, right, buy-in, right? And it's my job and a team's job, right? You know, to prepare the proposal in a way, right? You know, that will actually get the buy-in, right?
Yeah.
You know, and if we don't get the buy-in, all right, it's cool. Let's go. It's fine. We'll figure something out. Yeah, let's go.
So let's talk about this first vote, though. So what are we trying to gauge with this first vote here?
Yeah, it's very simple, right? It's like, is the community comfortable with 2 more Jupuaries, right? Or 700 million each, 700 Jup each, right? And this amount is actually based on the previously allocated amount since the last transparency audit, right? Which was the baseline, right? This is the baseline. You know, it's the baseline. You know, yeah, that's the baseline, right? That we'll start with, right? So we'll start with this vote, right, as the baseline. You know, right? Yeah. And also in addition, right, based on a couple of feedback in the last couple of weeks, right? We have also some level things, right? For example, I think I really don't get into details here, right? Because they'll defeat the purpose of the vote. But I'll be like, okay, we will make the process as inclusive as possible. You know, right? And we will work really, really hard to make sure that every key segment feel included. Okay. But I cannot and I will not, right? And I cannot, I will not, right? You know, I say again, I cannot, I will not, right? Go into like who gets what. I will not. I just will not. Right? Feel if you want to, it's fine. But I will not do that. This is a grow the pie vote, right? Like this is a grow pie vote, not split pie vote. Okay? You know, I don't want to be like, oh, you get this, you get that. I'm saying, right? No, such thing. Okay, done. The burden will be on the team to bear. Okay? Yep. All right. All I can say is that I hurt you. All I can say is that I really hurt everybody. Okay? I did. Okay. I read all to the comments. I read all the comments. I read all the Discord messages. I read all the app messages that people send me. Right? I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand. I get it. All right. Yeah. Is it? You know? Yeah. All right. Let's go on. So
the second thing.
What's that? Sorry.
I said the second key part here.
Yeah, I think the second key part here is this, right? It's like the real goal is like to get real humans, right? Active users who are the most likely to understand ethos, right? So volume will be considered for sure, right? But because it makes a lot more, we have to consider volume and how much usage, how much fees to pay.
A person who does a $1 transfer is not the same level of usage as somebody who does, a very large scale transfer.
So someone asked, is this podcast repeating itself or just Meow? It's definitely the second one. I love it myself. I love it.
Don't
Right? If you work with me and stuff, I'm telling you, you hear the same fucking thing 10 times over. Okay, I'm not even joking. You know, yeah. So it's just me repeating myself. Then that's it. Okay. And the thing is, and this is the big move. Okay, that let me answer this question real quick. Sorry. Okay, someone asked, okay, how is it fair to raise the requirement 7% one vote? And okay, it's just simple. Okay, the other votes are nowhere near as divisive or impactful. Okay, right. This is really, really, really important. Okay, and really has the ability to really tear the community apart. Okay, that's why. Yes, that's why. Okay. Yes, it's that's all. Okay, we are pragmatic. We do things We do things in a pragmatic way here. Okay, we look at the situation, we assess the situation, we execute on what we think is the best. You know, right? And we explain to everybody. You know, that's all we do. All right. And thirdly, I think one major change to design is that I think there will not be any more locking or vesting. I know I brought up the 25.
This is a big one.
Yes, I know I brought a 25-75% thing last time, and I thought that's a good idea. But bro, remember how I told you earlier that it's very important to clarify what I want, right? Remember that the whole poly thing, right? And dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, okay, what do I want, right? I want a very unified community after Jupuary, right? Yeah. You know, right? That's the main thing. You know, right? Yeah, that's the main thing. You know, right? Because I
don't
feel
want
like
anyone who's forced to be there, basically, right?
Yeah, precisely, right? Done. No one forced to be there, right?
Yeah.
No one forced to be there, right? I don't want, because we don't want anyone to be forced to be there. That's the main thing, right? It's like it will really, really suck, you know, if we had a situation where we have like, you know, maybe like a lot of people in there who doesn't want to be there, you know? Yeah, that's a problem. You know?
It's a fake community. It's not a real community then, right?
Precisely. Yeah.
It's not a real relationship if you're forced to be in it. It's not a real party if they lock the doors, right? This is all the same kind of idea.
Yep. So I think it's a big deal, I think. You know? Yeah.
That is a huge
so I think the thing is that I think you know, we'll be investing a lot in but we want real people, right? We want real people. Okay. So we'll be investing a lot, right, in civil detection, probably having much higher minimum thresholds, right? And probably requesting for humanness, right? So it would probably be a lot more cumbersome than previous airdrop, than previous drops, if it happens. You know?
When you say cumbersome, you mean in terms of figuring out who to allocate to, or in what sense?
Yeah, I mean there'll probably be a lot of like there'll probably be people who will mark who false positives, right? You know, things like that. You know, yeah. But we'll have to make it work. Yeah.
But I think this is an important one because this is one of the top things that I see people saying in Discord or on Twitter or whatever is like, oh, what about the civils? If you just give it to everybody who uses the platform, there will be stringent anti-simple measures put into place to make sure that it's going to real humans, right? Wherever possible.
Yep. And yeah, but guys, this is actually going to be a lot of work, right? This is going to be a lot of work, right? You know, things like
please
that,
pray for May in the comments. Pray for May.
Yeah, May is gonna be leading the airdrop again, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be pretty. Again, if it passes, right? If it passes,
of course.
If it passes, if it passes, that's the main thing. It passes, right? So Bella brought a good point earlier about the token and everything, right? And we'll cover that later on. Okay. Yep. Right. Because this is a very important topic. Okay. Yep. But we cover that in a bit, right? Yeah. So in essence, right? In addition, we're asking for 2 more Jupuaries, right? Because we believe because we believe that's actually very important for both the community to team to operate with certainty in the years ahead, right? Basically, there's no Jupuary, we deal with it. If there's Jupuary, we go for it, kind of thing. You know, right? That's the main thing. Yeah. Yeah, I covered earlier and stuff that so Jupuary is a grow the pivot, right? Not split the pivot. You know? Yeah. So that's the main thing. You know? Yeah. And I stand by that very clearly. It's like the vote has to be based on, you know, like do you believe in the high level direction? Do you trust each other? And do you trust the team, right? Do you trust all of us, right? You know, to build towards a collective long-term gain. You know, right? And then the team will, May and me and the rest of the team will figure out the asset breakdown, right? And trust me, we'll get a lot of hate for it. Right? whatever we do, we get hit for it for sure. Right? I'm saying, but we are used to it. I'm saying, so let's go. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Next up.
So anyway, I think what happens after the vote? Yeah, as I mentioned, if the vote is passed, right? Since yes, that means the community is actually very comfortable, and it's actually the first time we have seen, right, a community come together to decide on a major expense event, right? And then the team will have the certainty to plan and execute ahead, right, for 2 Jupuaries, right? If it doesn't, no problem. We will take the feedback, iterate a proposal, and ask for a new vote. Okay, and then it might be tiring, but then we think it'll be. That's what we need to do. Okay, we will do what we need to do. Okay, we will do what we need to do in order to get the community united. Okay, that's the main thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I know. But again, if we can't get agreement and stuff, we'll propose something. Yeah. That's it. Done. Cool.
Take the feedback in and then propose something, right?
Yep, for sure. All right. Now let's talk about time frames, right? It's actually really, really important, right? And I hope that we understand this, right? So there are 3 time frames I'm thinking of at the moment. Okay, 3 time frames. Okay, we have a moment and stuff, right? Now, 1 second.
What's wrong?
Yeah. So to be clear, we are going to try our best to eliminate farmers, right? Those overt farmers, right? And while not penalizing people who just have multiple wallets, right? But it will not be foolproof. Okay, we will not be able to eliminate everyone. Okay, what we can do is what we can do and what we will do is to actually try our best. Okay, that is what I'll say. Okay, and that yes, there will be a lot of angry people, at us, and both because of those who are false positive and false negative, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we have to try our best. Yeah, and we're planning for it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, anyway, it's gone. So okay, crucially, right? Okay, guys, this is important because this is actually the first time I'm actually first time actually saying this. Okay, right? There are 3 time frames I'm thinking of. Okay, the first time frame is Catstanbul, 2025. Okay, it'll be late Jan, and then what I really, really, really want, right? Sorry, 1 second. So let me just go back here real quick. So someone said someone said this thing real quick. So. Sorry, just want to before I go on, then let me just do this real quick. So someone said this thing, right? Yeah, I mean this is the high level. So this is high level breakdown. Okay, these are general guidelines. So one-handed, this is the general guideline. Okay, yeah, that's it. So we'll make sure that we'll try our best to make sure that every key segment feels included. Okay, we will work our best to make sure that real humans, IT users, right, who understand us, right, gets engaged, right? Yeah. And volume will be a consideration, but it's not the point of Jupuary, but there'll be no lockdown investing, right? Yeah, and we will actually be doing a lot, right, in terms of civilization, right, enforcing higher minimum, proof of humanness, a lot of things, before it happens. Yeah, so those are high level guidelines. Yeah, that we'll provide. Yeah, and again, very simple, right, guys? If you are comfortable, let me go earlier, right? Go ahead, what's earlier, right? Now here. If you're comfortable with this, vote yes. Comfortable. If you're not comfortable with this, vote uncomfortable. There's no right answer, okay? Guys, all right? If you think we need more detail or you think token amount is too big, it's fine, right? The vote no. It's fine. Right? Remember, you matter, okay? I don't know how to more accurately say that you matter, right? Then we will not do it if you don't actually, make it. Like we don't actually do it. That's the main thing. Yeah.
That's right. So, what do you want to talk about?
70% is not crazy. It's possible, right? There are many votes that pass with 90%. There are many votes that pass with 89%.
When there is kind of consensus, that is
that's it. Right. When there's some consensus and stuff, that it's possible to get 70%. Right?
There are a bunch of questions around. Will we need KYC for Jupuary? You want to just address that?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, right? I'll be upfront here, right? Maybe. Okay, maybe. Especially if we are giving out large real amounts, right? I'm saying, right? Because we really need to prevent. We really need to prevent a situation whereby protecting his livelihood, that maybe someone just happened to be willing a lot of different things. Saying that, so that's a problem for us. Saying, no?
And then Loki asks, we're not going to discuss why people got the airdrop. Does that mean no formal criteria announcement? Obviously, we're not talking about that right now, or before the proposal passes or whatever, but will it ever be revealed?
Oh yeah, of course, if it passes. Yeah.
If it passes, then it gets revealed. That's right.
Yeah, precisely. Then we go through it, right, in detail, right? But guys, we are already working on it, okay? Yeah, but we are thinking about it very hard, okay? But again, this is the moment we start talking about criteria and stuff, it will be who gets what vote, right? Like who gets what vote. Does that make sense? Right? Yeah, it'll be a who gets what constitution. No problem. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, I think again I'll apologize in advance, okay, that we will probably do quite a bit in terms of being anti-sibling everything. Yeah. Yep. That's I apologize in advance. Yeah. And we probably can't, and it's a very strong likelihood that we have to ask a lot of people as well. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about the different time frames.
So we will definitely wrap it up for end of year. Okay. Yep. Because definitely, because if it go past the end of the year, we can't execute it anyway. Saying it's too rushed to execute it. Yeah. So I feel like so definitely before the end of the year it'll be it'll be settled. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Anyway.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Let's go on. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So there are three time frames that are. Let me get some liquidity.
Somebody in there said, "You don't care about feedback, so why don't you just do what you want?" I don't know how you could be watching this for the last hour and be like, "No, we don't care about feedback." Like, the proposal has meaningfully changed in the last 2 weeks, exactly based on people's feedback. And the whole point of being transparent here is to get even more feedback and hear what people think. So this is the definition of building with the community and taking in community input, I think.
Bushies get it. He understands now.
Yeah, you're out of your mind. I thought you were like, I'm not crazy. I'm like, man, you're a little bit crazy. I don't know about not crazy at all, but a little bit of crazy is good, I think.
I don't know. I think I don't think it's crazy. I mean, if you think about it, I don't think it's crazy, right? I'm saying, I mean, it's not that crazy, right? Think about it, right? If you're going to be doing again, I feel like the crazy things that we might get farther for this like this, right? Like crazy, right? Because they're very public about it. Because we do a lot of things, right? But it's my sincere belief that we will probably come out better from it, right? Okay. Anyway, I got 3 announcements, right? Now, first of all, it's Catstanbul, right? I think what's actually very important here is that Jupuary must wrap up before Catstanbul, right? If it happens, okay. Because I think Catstanbul is actually where we want to actually come up from result. We have a lot of things to share during Catstanbul. We want to meet everyone there, right? And then of course you burn the cat together, right? Right?
That's right, the I'm most excited for. Yeah.
And the thing. So I feel like I'm determined to wrap up Catstanbul, right? For far bigger community. So my desire, right, is to wrap up Catstanbul with a far bigger community that's unified, bullish, and we can take a year together. Okay, because I think because I really actually this is the major reason, right? Kash, I was talking to you, right? That this is the major reason why I don't want to lock up a Jup, right? Because it will reassure the market in the short term, right? But I think that is a much preferred outcome than going like, like a situation whereby people are just going to be like, hey, force the vote, and you have a terrible community for a year to come.
And they're just going to dump the second they can anyway, right? That's as Scarlett, I think, said earlier, zombie voters is not the goal. The goal is engaged voters who care about the future of Jupuary, who buy into the idea set that brings this community together and that want to contribute value back.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah. Okay, and then the other major thing is that I want to talk to is actually the checkpoint to 2027, right? Look, I know 2 years is a very long time in crypto. Okay. And also I think long is very long time in crypto. Okay. Yeah. And I think that the very long time in crypto, but we actually don't really operate in terms of okay, it sounds bad, but we don't actually operate into the crypto time frames. Okay. We operate in like what we think is the long-term time frame. Okay. There are things that we care about. Like for example, building a great community. For example, a platform, right? That we care about, that we operate time frame, right? So I think you should have multiple backs, right? You should have your major backs. You should have a meme coin back, right? I'm saying, but Jup is a long-term game. Okay, we are here to build. I mean, to be clear, you share multiple backs, okay, right? That's how I think everyone should be. Okay,
Do not have 100% of your net worth in Jup, is what he's saying right now. I think.
No, I'm just saying you should have multiple backs, right? Not in anything, right? In anything, okay? But bro, listen to me, okay? This is why I think it's so important to be clear about what I want, okay, and what I think the plan is, okay, and communicate where things are, and communicate communicate our timelines for executing on things. Right? Make sense? I say again, right? It's actually really the one major point of this essay is to be very, very clear, about what our vision is and what our time frames are. Right? That's actually important, Yeah. So actually I think that's actually the main thing, the main thing for us, right? So any 2027 and stuff, right? Is that I think so. I think as mentioned, I think over the last 3 years and stuff, we built an extremely strong foundation, right? That really strong foundation. I think I showed earlier, right? The team, the ideas, the ethos, and everything, right? Yeah. And I think here's on the request, right? Now, I want to request for community support. Okay, for 2 more years. Yeah, to build the perfect and I'm gonna try really, really hard to build the right foundation. Right, because I think we are and we are very early. Okay, they are very early, right? We need to actually there's so much we need to do, right? In terms of creating kind of like the best platform, the best business, and distribution needed, to really kind of like do things right, do the things you want, right? We are so early right now. I know everyone thinks that like I know everyone can look at numbers and be like, oh, you're so big. No, guys, I think the whole decentralized landscape is very small right now. Yeah. It's really, really small right now, okay? And what we need to do is that we need to actually be in front, right? To actually build, and we need to build a platform, the community, and the ideas, to be in front of the movement, right? And I want 2 years. Yes, I want 2 years. Okay, I want 2 years to focus on this, right? And I hope for support, yeah, that's what I do, right? Yeah, and also additionally by then, the 2 Jupuary passed. Right, and the current ASR will be long completed, right? And the core of the community will actually be very well formed, right? And then also in the period, right? And this answers like Bella's question, right? Saying that like, hey, I think we actually want you to be a lot more than what it's now, right? As mentioned earlier and stuff, I think now it's probably the best governance token in the world, right? Right? Banan. I don't think there's
because it actually does governance. Yeah.
Yeah, it actually has very big impact, right? I mean, some governance that are good, but they vote on things that don't matter to the most of people, right? Like most of people don't care about it. I'm saying like for example, it's just pretty boring thing, right?
Yeah, people treat it like the kiddie pool sometimes.
Yeah, I know, but I think over here we make Jup a token, right? That is actually around like a real real impact to you, right? And that's actually what makes it a really interesting governance token, right? Now, but it's not enough, right? I think. I really think that the full potential of Jup is in the meme as a symbol, as a platform currency, right? I think that's actually what we need to be, right? And I think, and again, I would like to, I don't want to. One of the most dangerous thing that I can do right now, right, is to go like, oh, let me just jump into saying, okay, this implement some burn mechanism, blah blah blah, stuff like that. That would sound good on paper, right, but wouldn't move the needle, right? In terms of like and wouldn't move the needle. Okay, so I think yeah, so I think that's actually important. Okay, if something, I really think that the key thing here is for us to go like, hey, you know what? Give me 2 years. Okay, in 2 years' time, I really, really want, right, to figure out the Jup story. Okay, yeah, right. But I think that is a reasonable time frame for me to say yes. But in 2 years' time, I will have figured out the Jup story. Okay, that's the thing. Yeah, but I don't want to. But I don't want to be. I don't want to hasty. I'll be like, oh, let's do this. Right? I think a lot of founders, right, they jump because they get pressure and they say stuff. You see what I'm saying, right? That they don't to assure people, right? Does that make sense? I don't want to do that. Trust me, it's tempting. Okay, it's tempting to say that, right? It's very tempting to say that, right? But I don't want to do that. Okay, but I know that people want more than just going like than people want more from Jup, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, right? So this is my request. Right? Give me 2 years. Okay, I need that 2 years. Okay, to figure it out. You know, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And at the end of the 2 years, I think that the tokenomics will be pretty clean, right? Most of it will be, assuming that the proposal passes in some shape or form, ASR will be finished. The tokens will be out there. The float will be very high at that point, especially the burn will have been completed as well. And so you're really just operating from a place of strength.
Yeah, I think that's actually the main thing that that we want to do, right? I think 2027, I know it's a fucking long time, okay? I know that most people can't think in terms of time frames.
Most people have not been in crypto for 2 years.
Yeah, but I feel like, but for me, it's very short. Why? Because I think 20 years, right? Bro, I'm telling you know why I always think 2 years is very short? I realize why, right? Because I think in 20 years, right? I'm not joking, right? I really think that like the right answer, the right mindset for me is 20 years, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even think 2 years is long. You see what I'm saying? But I also understand that people think that like, you know, 2 years is short. So I get it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I don't. I'm not. I'm saying I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. That's what I'm saying, right, bro. I think that's actually why this is so important, right? Because I need to be very clear about my time frame. I'm saying how I think about stuff. You see what I'm saying? Right?
And this is just the medium term. So we talk a little bit about the long term.
But wait, let me catch this. Let me finish. It's very important. Okay, I need to repeat myself. To that guy's point earlier, who said repeating myself. Yes, I repeat myself. Okay, it's so important for me. Okay, that
Please.
Because this essay is about me communicating. And Bella, I really treasure your opinion. Okay, I really do. Okay, if you're there. Okay, because I think you brought up a point earlier and you have been very supportive. So I really want to make sure that you understand the intention, right? Is that I don't want to respond to pressure, right? And just do a lot of stuff, right? You saying I don't do that, right? I want to actually I want to actually say that like I want to actually have a clear answer for my time frame, right? For things. So I think as of now, I think that what's really important is to make Jup as meaningful a governance token as possible. Okay, currently, okay, and I want 2 years, okay, and I want 2 years, and I need 2 years, right? To again, I might not need 2 years, right? We might not need 2 years, okay, but I think in 2 years, I'm very confident, right? We'll get there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, does it make sense, Kash? Yeah,
makes sense. A lot of work to be done, honestly, over the course of the 2 years, but.
By the way, one thing is very simple, right? It's like we fully stand behind our strategy, right? And it's not like it's not like we have no cash or a single Jup, right? I'm saying, and our money is our mouth is, you know, that's it. Yeah,
skin in the game.
I think that I think that's actually the main thing. You know, we will stand behind our strategy, right? I'm saying, done. That's it. We will not it will not be a situation. It will not be a situation whereby we say something and we don't do something. No, our backs are all in, or whatever strategy we have. You know, yeah,
makes sense.
Yep, that's it. All right. Anyway, at the end of the day, right? It was Kash. Hey, where do you go? Where do you go?
Swipping around, keeping things interesting.
What are you doing?
Just hanging out, getting some liquidity.
Oh, really? What kind of liquidity? Out or in?
In.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe what we were saying is too sexy. You can't take it. You know. Whatever. You know. Right. You get some liquidity out. It's fine. Don't worry. I won't judge you, bro. It's fine. I'm judge you. It's fine. Let's go. All right. Okay. Anyway. Okay. All right. So. Okay. All right. Now let's go to the thing. Okay. End of the day, why are we doing all this, right? Honestly, guys, can I confess something with you? Can I confess something?
Please.
It's a fuck ton of work, man. This is a fuck ton of work, man. Holy shit! I'm telling you, man. I can be so much. I can. Okay, I'm not bragging here, but I can make so much more just like not doing 1% of the work, right? I'm saying, all right. I'm not joking. I'm serious, right?
If the goal was only to get rich, this is the hardest way to only get rich.
It's the hardest way to get. It's the hardest way to do it.
Yeah.
Right? It's the hardest way to do it, man. I'm telling you, this is painful, man. Like I read every single Discord. I read every single Discord message. I read every single Twitter. I read every single one calling me an asshole, right? Or an idiot or whatever. And stuff. No, seriously, I mean, lots of people call me an asshole, an idiot, or whatever. Not over the last last 3 days. Right? Last
How much
week.
have you slept over the last 3 days?
Oh, it's not really reasonable. I think 2 or 3 hours a day. You know, right?
Wow, 2 or 3 whole hours a day. Wow, that's actually
Dude,
not bad.
the essay, man, keeps me up, man. The essay keeps me up, bro. The essay keeps me up, bro. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this is important. Yeah. Yes, correct. Potentially, right? So if you this is the point, bro. If you don't think what I'm saying is correct, if you don't believe what I'm saying is accurate, then don't be here, right? This is actually why
Pretty simple.
we do this. No, seriously, this is actually why we do this. Okay, we do this because we actually communicate exactly what we do. We put ourselves in front of you to share, right? And if you don't think that we are doing it correctly, you don't believe it, then that's the point. You don't be here, right? That's the main thing. That is the main thing. You know, that's the main thing. Yeah, this is the main thing. You know, yeah. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go. So all right. So anyway, all right. Anyway, sorry, but that's funny, I think. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I think
you love feeding the trolls. I've noticed on these calls. Anytime you see like a mean comment, you like to call it out and just shit on them, which I think is fun.
No, I mean,
it was the birth of professional English speaker. So if you weren't doing that, we wouldn't have English right now. So clearly, it's worked out.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, like, it's just so important to feed the trolls, you know, right? You know, right? Yeah, I really think that you should feed the trolls. I'm not joking. Right?
I know.
I mean,
it's something that I've learned from you. Actually, I didn't used to do that. I used to just ignore the trolls.
No, give power to them. Give power to them, right? Like empower them, empower the trolls, right? You know, right? Make them feel hurt. Do you know why? Do you know why, Kash? Do you know why? Do you know why?
Tell me why. Why?
They need love, man.
Oh, look at you! What a sweetie. PPP even to the trolls. You know?
I mean, think about who will troll like this, man. Seriously, right? I mean, think about who will be so sad to troll you if they have some love in their life. You know, they need love, man. Show them some love. Think about it.
Some love.
You see what I'm saying, right? If someone is trolling you, oh my god, they need love. You know, right? Get some love, bro. You know, like seriously. You know, PPP.
I like this idea, though. It's PPP. A PPP idea. Love the trolls.
PPP, and then the PPP, let's go. I mean, dude, I'm here, right? Like, seriously. I mean, like, I also, it's amazing, right? Whatever.
PPP.
Anyway, it's also funny because there's so many entitled people in the thing. I use thing that I deserve, like whatever. No, you don't deserve anything. Okay, done. All right. One thing I say here is that okay, you don't deserve anything. No one deserves anything. All right, done. Okay, if you get anything, it's a gift, right, from a stickers to you. Okay, done.
That's right.
That's it. Done. Okay. Yep. Let's go. All right. But let's get the point, right? Anyway, what we're doing here. Okay. So I think end of the day, what we're doing here. Okay. I think honestly, it took me long to be clear, right? And I think yeah, I think that I want to be clear, right? I think that quite simply, I think I want Jupiter, right, to be in the best position to create the 1C together. You know, there's so much I am not happy with the crypto right now. Yeah, right. You know, for example, we talk about crypto being better, but are we really more transparent than banks? The thing about it, right? Like we shit on banks and governments and monopolies, right? But are we really better, right? I'm saying, right? Like, are we better? Yeah. You know, like, are we going like? I mean, are we transparent? Are we more accountable? Are we better for society? Then at this point I don't know. You see, I mean, we
an industry, I don't think you could say that. I mean, the crypto industry can be as shady as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I don't know if it's true. It's saying, right? You know, like I think we in the crypto love talk about ourselves like really great. Also, we talk about accelerating a lot, right? But what are we accelerating towards, right? Are we to a cliff, a jump out of shit, or some grandmom, right? What are we accelerating towards, right? So I feel like I this question asked all the time, right? It's like, like, do we really want to accelerate towards a world, right? Where it doesn't matter. You're saying like, what you do, let's make money, right? Or it doesn't matter. For example, I'll give you an example, right? It's like people talk about transparency and everything all the time, but the moment the back pumps, they go, oh yeah, whatever, okay, yeah, you're done what I want. Right? Yeah, so I'm like, it's actually very hard for me, right? Because I'm like, oh cool, we do so much things like transparency audit, account for every single Jupe, right? But it might not matter. See what I'm saying, right? No, right? Does that make sense? Sometimes you can really feel that it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? Because people just want. It can feel that all people want, is for a team to put a very small amount of liquidity in the SEX, right? I'm saying, and just pump the game, right? I'm saying, and then I feel like very often that feels like what people want, right? They don't really want to be like. They don't really want to work in public, right? They don't really want to be open, right? They just say they want these things, but they don't really want these things, right? So So it's like, yeah, to do these things is much harder, right? I'm saying, but I think I do feel like this is actually what we need to be, right? Yeah. But this is all I want, but that doesn't matter, right? So, I mean, okay, one more thing. I think I have two sides of me, right? One side of me is very hippie, okay? Right? The other side of me is very pragmatic, okay? I mean, very pragmatic, okay? Done, right? If we want to actually be able to say anything about what's wrong, right? We have to be win, right? Like, we have to be a winner, right? The Jupuary has to be cultural force, right? And then Jup has to be on main tokens, right? And then like that's it, right? Otherwise, if we don't get there, right? There's no voice for us, right? You really cannot build the world you want. You see what I'm saying? Right? Unless you prove it first, right? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, this how it works. Right? Done. Doesn't matter, right? Which is why I think which obviously we don't just talk, right? I mean, guys, I do a lot of talking on the planetary course, but that is like 5% of what I do. Okay, right. The other 95% is about team building, like figure out what to do capital, deploying capital, right? What products work, all the
product,
product, capital, team, talent, everything, logistics, everything, right? I'm saying, yeah, that makes sense, right? Yeah, that's actually very important. But although I'll be fair, in these last two weeks stuff, this is like 99% of what I did, right? And if I do get there, right? But this is what I want, right? This is the reason why I want to do it, right? Because I think I want us to I want us to win doing the right things, right? I want us to be a thing, I want us to be a thing, right? Doing the right things, make sense? Yeah, that's what I want, and that's how I think, and that's why I work so hard, right? And that's also the reason why I think that's also the reason why I think like we are looking for community members who know that this is the goal, right? I'm saying, so if you really want to if you don't align with this thing, then I feel like this place might not be for you, make sense? Yeah. Okay, I'm very serious, okay? I think the reason why I want to be very clear about this is very simple, okay? That we have a certain timeline, a certain roadmap, okay? And certain ideas about what I want, right? I want to achieve, right? Makes sense? We are not going to do things a certain way because, the market says so. Okay,
or because that's the typical way of doing it. Yeah. Yeah,
precisely. I feel like, I talk to a lot of teams, right, in my job. And very, 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 very often, if I ask them why they're doing something, they're like, oh, people do it, right? For example, there's this project that was that basically sold a whole lot of tokens OTC, right? And just like dumped it next day. I asked him, why do you think it's okay? You know what they told me? They told me others do too. That's common. I'm like, bro, because it's common doesn't mean that you should do it, right? And similarly, I feel like,
make it right.
Yeah, I said similarly. I feel like there's no bro, can't believe it. There's no transparency audit done before in crypto, right? I'm serious, right?
In an industry where it's possible to do transparency audits because it's all on chain and you could point to it and make it fully public. It is a little surprising that it never happened before.
No, I'm telling you, no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, bro. I'm like, when I first said it, I was a bit hesitant to say, am I really a first? But I said it like 10 times already, and no one corrected me, right? So I was like, okay, this is real. Right? No, seriously, I feel like, but of course you should do it, right? Of course you should account for what happens going on, right? Because of course, if you asking people to buy your bags, I'm saying you should actually tell people this is where it went, right? I'm saying, right? Does that make sense, right? You might not want to get into details, exact detail, who gets what, because that's public information, right? Like, so I don't think some of my teammates would like to be doxed about how much you got, for example, right? Things like that, right? Right? Obviously. But broadly speaking, you should be like, hey, the team got this percent, blah blah blah, everything, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Right? I think that the you know what? I think that but it's amazing that we're the first to do it, right? I'm serious, right? No one did that ever. Holy shit, amazing! But now we're committed to doing it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it every few months. Okay, we're gonna do it every few months. We're gonna account for every single token that comes out of Genesis every few months. Done. That's it, right? Everyone should know. Everyone will know kind of like where things came from, everything went. Yeah. So anyway, very simple, right? So I think for Jup to get that, for Jup to become one of the main tokens in the Jupuary, right? We need three things. Okay, number one is that we need to become a symbol for transparency. All right. Firstly, right. Secondly, is that we need to be backed by the most aligned community in the world. Okay. And thirdly, we need to become one of the crucial platform tokens, currencies. Okay. And to be clear, right? We are not there yet. Okay, we need to kind of like we need to prove that transparency matters, right? We need to actually build the best like the community and community world, and we actually need to build a platform. The thing to also do that, you know? Yeah, that's the thing, right? Anyway, in summary, will we get there immediately? Of course not, right? You know,
this is the end state. This is the end goal.
Yeah,
let's get through Catstanbul. Let's get to 2027 first, and then these things can kind of come after that. But it's a long game.
Wait. Sorry. Someone said it's a very noble goal, fascist game. It's not, bro. It's not fascism. It's capitalist, man. You know, it's very simple, right? If enough people believe it and start building a barrier and stuff, it will happen. Guys, it's a very, very capitalistic thing. Okay, done. It's not. It's very capitalistic. You know, right? But let's get the point, right? You know, guys, I'm a pragmatic guy. Okay, screw up and read the fundamentals. Okay, I execute on fundamentals. Right. I say again, for anybody that thinks this is like for anyone who thinks that this is hippie, scroll and read. Okay, read the whole thing. Okay, you know, yeah. All right, it's gone. So I think I know. But by the way, and then of course not, right? Will the journey be simple of this? No. Is it a sure thing? Fuck no, right? I'm saying I think but I think that but we'll try to do it together. Yes. I'm aligned, fully aligned. Yes. And and it's a funny thing, right? Do I want to be a big Rush one day? Right? You know, with all my Jup homies. Fuck yes. Right? That's the main thing. Right? No, the key thing is, right? I want to one day, of course I want you to win, right? Of course you will do well, right? But I'm a patient guy. Okay? I'm a patient guy. Okay. I don't, but guys, here is the thing, right? I say it before I say it again, right? I don't pretend to be a monk, right? You know? I don't pretend to be a monk. I don't pretend to be I don't pretend to not want nice things. Right, I'm saying, but here's the crucial thing, right? I want nice things with everybody. Okay, I want to make it if everyone makes it. Right, that's the main thing. Okay, that's the main thing. All right. So I know I got to earn that right. You know, and I was kidding. I want to earn in public. You know, yeah. That's the thing. I think we will actually we will do it. Earn in public. Yeah, and I think end of the day, I think you know I circle back to the start of the conversation, right? I think maybe that's what I want, the journey, you know? Yeah, you know, that's all. I think, yeah. Bro, maybe that's what I want, bro. Maybe I just resolve, maybe in writing this essay, I figure out my main thing in life, you know?
Pretty powerful. I mean, this is what they say. There's a line I love, which is, how will I know what I think until I hear what I say? Which is, you know, it's the process of writing and actually speaking out loud that allows you to kind of coalesce this inchoate mess in our heads into like actual clear thoughts and principles and driving visions here. Folks, we just did an hour and a half on what, I mean, I just have to say, Meow, and I'm not just saying this because we're on camera in front of 17,000 of our closest friends right now. This essay is a banger. It's got all the things that I really like, right? It's got some new facts in it. So there's like some actual alpha learned in here, the strength of the business, for example. It's got a clear vision of kind of like where the future is going and why you want to do the things that you want to do. It's got responses to the community. So it's not just like you speaking from your own head. And it's got this kind of heart and personality in both the opening and the closing. And so I got to say, this is good stuff. If you think this was a banger essay, please drop a little W in the chat. I can attest that this nearly killed Meow to get this out of him. And I think that it was worth the effort in the end here.
Yeah, I think one thing I would really appreciate it if everyone just you know, take a screenshot of what they like and tweet it and tag me, you know, right? And then yeah, that'll be really appreciated. Just take a screenshot of anything that resonated with you, right? Take a screenshot and write something about it. You know, yeah, that'll be great. Yeah,
that'd be pretty sick. All right, well, I'm sure that people now will have some, hopefully, if nothing else, there is some clarity in the communication of what does Meow want, what does the team want. Now it is up to all of you to go
timelines, right? How we do timelines, right? You know, how we do timelines, how we think about token. I really tried really hard to think about I really tried really hard to think about all the things that matter to people, right? You know, I think with this, I think I tried really hard to think about all the things that matter to people. You know,
and now the important thing is for you to think about what matters to you and to make your opinion heard on Twitter, in Discord, on the Jup Research forums. If there's one thing I know about this Jupiter team, they like to hear what the feedback is. As you heard, Meow is going to be in there reading everything that people say.
Yeah, I read everything. Yeah, I read everything. Yeah, but
yeah.
It's painful. So I think we just jump right to the. By the way, Kash, I think just jump right to the video. The video.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Yeah.
with that said, let's go into the last two segments of the call here.
Yeah, one second, real quick. Is that in summary, in summary, I think that in summary, I feel like just want to thank everybody for this one. And before I finish the essay, I just want to thank everybody for giving me the motivation to do this. You know, right? And it's actually, as mentioned, it's actually the first essay that I wrote in a very long time. But I'm very happy I did it. Yeah, and I think that it probably helped me a lot as a person to really be very clear about what I want, you know, and what I think of timelines and stuff, you know, and just be like, hey, you know what? And you have the courage to say that, hey, you know what? This is going to be our journey, right? Our timeline. And if you want to be part of it, then be part of it. If you don't resonate with it, then don't be part of it. It's fine. So that's actually how I think about it. Yeah.
Easy enough. There it is. That's what you need to know, folks. That is the essay. Take a screenshot, put out your favorite pieces, and join the conversation everywhere it is happening. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of thoughts coming. The vote coming up. Are we still targeting November 25th for the vote, Meow? Is that still the date?
Yeah, big time. I feel like we should just do it faster, right? I think now that actually,
I like the sound of that.
Actually, I feel like I actually you know, I think already. Let's go. You know,
let's go.
We do a simple one. We do a simple one, and then we'll go from it. Go from there. You know, yeah. And then if it doesn't pass, that is great because I know what people think, right? Then I'll go from there. Yeah.
Well, if that has not, I mean, obviously that was an hour and a half going deep into the thoughts of what's going behind Jupuary, how it's going to work, what the future of Jupuary is going to look like. Let's bring up the vibes a little bit. Let's bring back the energy we have now. The world. Let me do that again. The world premiere.
The world.
Jupe is Home by the one and only Dr. PreBallin.
Amazing.
The one and only Maria. Drop, as this goes through, if you hear a bar that you like, drop it into the chat. Drop a little W if you're enjoying what you're hearing. Here we fucking go.
Go.
Stick and bow, I hold. Stick and bow, yeah. Stick and vote, I hold. Stick and vote, I hold my autonomy. Aping mode, I'm on what I ought to be. I'm so stoked and I'm home where I wanna be. I'll chase hope, I'll cope if I got a G. Guy with no apologies, happy as I can be. Shatter all the modesty, we ain't in no space out of sea. Probably the odds would be, we popping off, you gotta see. Jupiter and harmony, the Jupiverse is calling me. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. You should know that Jupe is home, yeah. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. ASR and Jupuary done added up and they growing me. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. You should know that Jupe is home, yeah. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. ASR and Jupuary done added up and they growing me. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 yeah.
Chasing dreams we gather. Home is where we found each other. I'll lie, there's no cap. We know that. Shout out to the community. Jupiter is home, LFG.
Stick and vote, I'm on my way home. Stick and vote, I'm on my way home. Stick and vote, I'm on my way home. Home. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. You should know that Jupe is home, yeah. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. ASR and Jupuary done added up and they growing me. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. You should know that Jupe is home, yeah. Jupe is home, Jupe is home. ASR and Jupuary done added up and they growing me. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 yeah. Stick and bow, I hold. Stick and bow, yeah. Stick and bow, I hold.
It's not done yet. It's done already.
Come on, drop a little W in the chat for PreBallin and Miriam. My God, what a banger!
That was so good. That was such a
It's
banger.
too
Such
good,
a
dude.
banger.
And PreBallin makes those videos as well, by the way. So he's a multi-talented guy, just an absolute gem.
And the matchup with Miro was fucking A, man. We need more. We need way more. We need way more, man. We need way more. We need so much more.
We need a full album over here. I'm just going to listen to that for fun, folks.
We need a full one.
If you like that song, you can find that on the Jupiter YouTube channel. You can also find it on Spotify. Just search for Jupiter. There's a playlist that we have with all of the songs that have been made. I'm going to be listening to that all night tonight. I'll tell you that as a fact. And probably all day tomorrow as well. Too good.
So good. Like so good. Too good. I know. I know I keep saying it, but so good.
Some things need to be repeated, you know. That is too good. And then before we start to wrap up here, one other final special announcement for Catstanbul. A lot of people have been asking for it. We are now putting out the form here for people who want to join Catstanbul. Likely going to be the 25th or 26th. The date might change slightly. We're still finalizing the venue and whatnot. But if you want to join Catstanbul, you can scan this QR code right now and let us know. Where are you coming from? What do you want to do? Do you want to do a workshop, a talk? Are you just attending? Do you need a subsidy in order to be able to attend? You can scan this QR code and let us know what would make it special for you. Catstanbul 2025. I'll leave this up on the screen for a little bit so that people...
We will have a bunch of there'll be a bunch of people coming, special guests coming and stuff, but the most important guest is you.
That's a fact. That's
right.
a fact.
Seriously, right? The main thing is this. The most important guest is you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Yep.
I'm putting this link here in the YouTube as well. You can see, so you can see this is the comment. If you are on the YouTube stream, you can just click on this, or you can just scan the QR code in order to be able to see this. Some people saying, please sponsor me. If you need a subsidy, scan this QR code. Let us know why you think you deserve it.
I want to be clear who the subsidy goes to, right? The subsidy will go to those who have contributed to Jupiter, and then and also to or in some cases to ecosystem, right? So if you're a prominent person in the ecosystem, they're doing stuff, and you want to come participate, you can do it too, right? But it'll be for people who have a history of being involved, right? In the ecosystem, right? So I think and there will be a few for media as well. But yeah, for pretty much it will be for but the most important thing is that it for contributors. Yeah. And again, I think that I feel like it's actually really important that we do this because how to put it? I said it before, I think most events they focus so much, right, on celebrities and VIPs, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are going to do the opposite, right? We are going to spend a lot of time reading through things, okay, and figure out the best way to come, okay? We probably can't accommodate everyone. Right, but we'll try our best. Yeah.
500 subsidies are out there for people who've been contributing to the Jupiter ecosystem in some kind of serious way. And if you think that sounds like you, scan this QR code and let the Jupiter team know. It is going to be a banger. Not gonna want to Burning Cat. My God, I'm so excited. All right.
We're trying to make it work, we're trying to make it work. I mean, fuck, we have to make it work, bro.
We gotta make it work. Gotta make it work.
Logistically, it's gonna be very tough, but we're gonna make it work. We gotta make it work, yeah.
Good idea. All right, folks, that is it for us. Thank you for coming out to this Jupe rally. We covered everything around the Jupe Me and You essay from Meow, the newest thoughts on the Jupuary proposal that will be launched on the November 25th, possibly a little bit sooner, will be the vote, depending on when we can get that out. Got a banger new video from PreBallin and Amiria, and then talked a little bit about Catstanbul. As usual, Jupe Rally fucking crushed. That's all I can really say out here. Meow, any closing words for folks here before we jump?
Nah, thanks everyone, man. Thanks everyone for being for encouraging me to write stuff. Thanks everyone for pressuring me a lot. Thanks everyone for giving me the impetus, and thanks Julian, thanks May, thanks Kash for helping the essay. It was actually really a lot of work from everyone to ship it out. And by the way, guys, one last thing I'll share. I finished this essay right 1 minute before
4 minutes.
Call. Yeah. No, 1 minute, like at 11:30, 29. I'm not joking. People know, right? Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. I got video proof. That's finished. Yeah. Cool. All right. I love.
All right, everybody. We love you. We'll see you very soon. Until then, stay healthy,